Yeah, I would just say that certainly modern Marxism, probably all of it, but certainly since post-World War II at least, is driven essentially by one emotional factor, and that's enviousness. Although there's a better word for that, and that word is covetedness, right? Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's fill in the blank.
Yeah.
I did hundreds of speeches, and every now and then I know there'd be like progressives in the audience. You could tell because they were the ones whose hair was never combed and their clothes were always wrinkled. It's just a weird sort of thing. They just kind of rumpled and, you know. And this woman was sitting in the front row, this older white liberal woman, and we were talking about this, and she made some kind of comment or something. And my question to her directly was, so let me ask you something, just your personal opinion. Would you rather live in a world with these wealth disparities, or would you rather live in a world where there aren't any wealth disparities, but everybody is doing much worse, everybody, including the poor? She said, absolutely that one, yeah, absolutely. So forget about it being about the poor. It's not about the poor. It's about coveting what other people have that you don't have. I've used this example a few times. I'm going to use it again because I'm just very proud of it, right? Just take a second to set up. To give you an idea of how envy and covetousness works in the human heart, meaning your human heart viewer, esteemed, respected viewer, just walk this little thought experiment with me, okay? Let's say you work at an insurance company and you're up on the 65th floor and there's 200 cubicles there and everybody's doing their thing. And at the end of a day on Friday, the CEO of the company and the chief financial officer come by your cubicle and you think, oh my God, now what have I done? And the CEO leans over and says, Bill, hey, just want to talk to you for a second. Listen, you've been working here for 20 years. And you may not know this, but we noticed. We noticed how you're the first one in and the last one out. We notice how you never complain when you're doing all of the extra work that's required here. And you've been doing it for a long time. So just on behalf of the company, I talked with Charlie here, and we'd like to present you with this check for $100,000, which we have paid the taxes on, by the way. It's not much, but we wanted to let you know we appreciate it. And then they walk away. So what are your emotions when somebody gives you $100,000 tax-free? It's joy, right? Joy, instant joy. I can take that vacation. I can fix the house. I can buy a car, whatever you want to do. It's like all of a sudden, all these possibilities open and you're filled with joy. And you get up and so you can't help yourself. You walk over to some of the other cubicles and say, you will never believe what happened to me. The CEO just came by and he told me I've been working here for a long time and he gave me $100,000. And instead of everybody else being like completely blown away, they all look at you like they said, yeah, he came to all of our desks. He gave us $250,000. Now what happens? Instantly, what happens? The joy and the pride that you felt is gone. Now you're filled with bitterness and anger, and you're wondering why Susie, who can't even write an English sentence, got $250,000. I have to correct every single report she submits. She gets $250,000. I get a measly $100,000. And Dave, that alcoholic who comes in when he feels like it, he gets $250,000. I get a measly $100,000. And you immediately start to see not what you got, but what you didn't get. And because it's a gift, that's because it's not earned, that's why it hurts so much. If it turned out that somebody got $250,000, they were there working weekends for their entire life, he earned it. But when somebody gives you something that is nothing but an absolute total good for you, here's a free $100,000, your life has just improved enormously. When you find out that somebody else got more than you got, you are now filled with resentment and rage. And I'm here to tell you there are a lot of people out there, including that woman and a bunch others, who if you had said to them that everybody on the floor has to take the deal or nobody gets the deal, there are people out there who would tear up a $100,000 check so that somebody else didn't get a $250,000 check. And that is the illness that is built into the human condition.